I'm Heather Martinez, active community member and your realtor. Give me a call or text 606-344-0217, or you can reach me by email, heather.martinezrealtor@gmail.com.
The team at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media wants to take the time to thank our sponsors, Bryant Family Medicine and Heather Martinez Realtor. We also want to thank our support staff, Valerie Rutherford, Allison Messer, Larry Spicer, Addison Sloan, John North, Shane Shackelford, and last but not least, Keisha Ambergy. With the support of our fine sponsors, our dedicated staff, and you, the members, we are all working on one goal, the promotion of student athletes. With this team, we can't miss.
Right Family Medicine All Sports Media presents Around the Region, the Fall Sports Show. I'm your host, Mark Gregory, alongside Ryan Garnett, and I'm not going to say a stranger, but we know who she is. Allison Mester, we'll call Edward Hall the stranger since he cut and run like always. But first off, Allison, since you've not been with us for a while, how's it going?
It's going good. I've still been working on softball and umpire now, so been having a lot of fun with it.
Ryan, how's it going up there? You look like you're in a good mood up there.
Minus the coughing
Minus
spell
the
supposed to
cough.
begin when I start, as
But-
I still have them beside me.
But you do have the stash, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, what's left of them, I should say.
I would ask Edward how he's doing, but Allison, as you know, Edward gets stage fright. He always gets stage
I'm doing
fright.
amazing, Mark. I don't get no stage fright.
Allison, do you believe him?
Not really.
Nah, I don't believe him either. But I would say we got a good show lined up tonight, but I guess I'm going to have to be honest since Allison's looking me right dead in the eye right now. Allison has got us a show lined up tonight, which he does about every night, but that's a story for itself. But got two really special guests on tonight. We got Annabelle Lovett from Clay Middle School, and we've got Trey Person from Corbin, and again, Allison, you've covered them both quite often, and if you don't care, just give us a few words about both. Your thoughts on
Honestly, well, like behind the plate and stuff, like I've really got to see a lot of talent from I've mostly covered middle school, and I will say like the middle schoolers coming up are going to be some really strong players, and it's going to be really hard to beat some of these middle schoolers that are coming up to the high school. Annabelle Lovett's one of them. Her pitching at Clay County is really great, and it's stumped a lot of people, honestly. And it scared me being behind the plate because of how hard she throws, you know. And there's a bunch of middle schoolers like that too, and it's really great talent. And Trey, honestly, I got to watch him play against South, and he's got one of the best arms you'll probably see around here. He threw some shots that stumped some South players right on the base. Normally, them players would have just kept on going, but they couldn't with him. And Trey's really strong and athletic, and both of these kids are super great players.
Ryan, have you been able to cover any of these our guests tonight?
No, of course, I work Monday through Friday,
Yeah.
and everything gets kind of hard for me to try to get to some of them. But I trust
Well-
Allison's word.
Oh yeah, we you know the one thing about Allison is she'll say you need to bring this one on or this one on, and you're like, you don't really know a whole lot about them. Then you go looking into them like, wow, 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 yeah, and but Allison, she's just a student of the sport, and we wouldn't have her here today if she didn't pack us all the time. But while we're waiting for Edward to come on, let's give a shout out to all the photographers in this area that's give us a helping hand. And anybody that knows us, we're like the Great Value Corn legs to the business. We're not, we don't have a lot of profits floating around there, but we're hanging on by a thread. And like even Allison, she gives us her services for free, and she just loves the game, wants to promote. But Keisha Ambergy, Jonah Deaton, John Dickinson, Scott Powell, Dennis Mills, Tanner Hoskins, Mater's Memories, Chrissy Brassfield, and of course Valerie Rutherford. Of course, Allison Messer here has given us quite a few good shots herself. Uh, Now Ryan, he's got his stuff started where he's giving some pictures, and now Edwards launched his own little thing also. So maybe we'll start borrowing some pictures from Edward. If I miss any photographers, please fill me in. That's just off the top of my head. That's helped us out.
You've got wildflower frames photography from Jackson County, which is a student, and then you've got Nevaeh from the Bell County area, which is also a student athlete that's taking photos, and they're both greatly appreciated to allow me to, allow us to be able to use their photos.
Ryan, can you think anybody else that's helped us out?
Not right up through the top of my head that I can think of.
There's
I
a
know.
great photographer at Lynn Camp. She's a student. It's Megan Ray. I think it's Snap Smiles. She does mostly Lynn Camp softball though.
Oh, maybe we can hear up some pictures here eventually. But and also, before we bring our first guest, so we got to give a big shout out to our sponsors. Of course, Bryant Family Medicine. And Ryan, you still got the cough. You know who you need to go see. Take
Yeah,
care of.
I've got. My doctor gave me some medicine for it, so I'm slowly working.
And then we got Heather Martinez. Like Allison here, she's making all this big money umpiring. She might be in the market to buy a house. So Allison, you know who to go to, right?
Yep.
And go check out Heather Martinez. She probably hook you up on a good deal, good home, and just remember, all this money you're making, and you're gonna need your grass cut, weed eat it. Buy me a zero turn. Buy Edward a weed eater. And we're good to go. Ride through your landscape. See, Edward loves to weed eat. I could see it in his eyes. Yeah, yeah. That's just the love of weed eat. But Edward, before we bring our first guest on, how are you doing? Did you do the sharing and
Well,
sharing?
other than being confused on what's going on with StreamYard and why it's got its own little post of stuff that it's saying, I can't figure that out. But other than that, I'm all right.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of brown boxes popping up everywhere, and it's confusing me. I don't know what it is. So, StreamYard a message to StreamYard, please just slow down. We're old timers. We can't keep up with all this new stuff. We don't need to update. Update everybody else's. We're good with what it is. Okay, just leave it alone. But that being said, are we ready for our first guest?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I believe we've got him on. Says they will need to connect their mic before you can add them to the stream. Maybe somebody can send them a link or a message to let them know that they need to connect something there. Edward, are you on it?
Yep.
Okay, Edward's on it. While Edward's doing a little bit of work here.
He's always on.
Yeah. Allison, of course, you help us every day, and you're greatly appreciated what the work you do. And I greatly personally got to thank you because, in all honesty, you're the one who sets these guests up for me every week. I'm the one that puts everything off till the last second. I come running, screaming you for help. Help me here! I need guests. Okay, how many you need? Boom, boom, boom. There they are, and I appreciate that. But just your thoughts why Edward's hooking us up here. What have you seen so far in softball and baseball? Just either or.
Honestly, it's a lot of talent, and like getting out there and being behind the plate and actually sitting and watching games, you realize that like the talent's just getting better as the years goes on. And baseball and softball both, you're not gonna ever miss a good show whenever you watch these teams now. And it's just gonna keep getting better as the years goes on, and that's a promise, from what I've seen out of a lot of the girls and guys.
Me and Ryan was talking about, and the crazy part about it, but sports is like life. It goes by way too fast. Looks like we're down to the last week or maybe 2 weeks. And before you know it, we're talking about district, region, state, and all that stuff. It's winding down, so we're definitely getting toward the end of the season. If there was one team, and you could pick from softball or baseball, Allison, if you thought that maybe was a surprise to you, not exactly a surprise because we got good talent everywhere, but are they a surprise team out there? Somebody that's playing better than what you thought maybe originally at the beginning of the year?
Yeah, there's definitely some teams that are, and like honestly, like there's teams that sh- we all thought would be playing a little bit better, and there's teams that are playing a lot better. But honestly, I think there's one or two teams that are top notch that are surprising everybody because of how young they are.
Yeah. Ryan, do you have a surprise team or in softball or baseball? Just somebody that we know that all of our teams are good in this region, but just one that might stand out a little bit more like where did this come from? They're ahead of schedule.
I mean, I think really.
Or
I mean,
are
you
you
look at
getting about
softball, and
what you thought?
I thought with the top of the region or whatever in softball, everybody knew that it would be North, South, and Corbin 1, 2, and 3. And I
Yeah.
think right now they're proving that. But don't take the rest of the region very lightly because those teams that can sneak up on you. Holland City's one that can sneak up on you just like that and knock you out in the first round when you're not supposed to. I mean, it's just that kind of region, and Jackson County is another one. And then softball, and then baseball, on the other hand, I mean, you look at 1, 2, and 3 in the region now. Everybody thought would be South, Whitley, and Corbin, and I think all three of them's living up to their hype right now. But there's a lot of teams behind it, like I said, softball that can do the same thing.
Well, I'm gonna float off a little bit to baseball. I am really impressed with a lot of our teams in baseball, and you can't really start the sense without starting at Whitley County. And then you got South Florida right there. You got Corbin. You got Bell County that played Whitley County for about 117 innings. The game that I didn't think that was ever going to end. That just shows you how even Steven they are. Then you got Harlan County, what Scotty Bailey and all them do marvel with Coach Hillard down there. I know I'm missing some North Laurel with Coach McCorder and what they're doing. Jude, they're just powerhouse out there. I think North. I think Allison, maybe you could help me out here because you're more in tune with this than me. North and South split games this year, right? No, North beat Corbin and South beat North. Am I right? Something like that.
South South beat Corbin both times. Whitley and South split, and then Whitley beat Corbin both. I know those for a fact, and I think North split some games. I
Yeah.
think.
And then what Doc's and just on and on with just some of the Harlan and what they're doing and just on and on. And I know I'm missing a few, but that's just off the top of my head. But just how good our baseball is, and I'm telling you,
I mean,
go ahead, Ryan.
I'm gonna
He
piggyback.
should be good to
I
try
mean,
to bring on, Mark.
Okay, let's
uh,
try to bring.
I'll, I'll finish it afterwards and everything like that.
Trey, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're just sitting here talking about baseball. And first off, we just want to thank you for your time, Trey Person from Corbin, and of course, nobody's been watching baseball in this area if they don't know how good them Red Hounds are, and you're a big reason why. But if you don't care, just tell us a little bit about your season so far.
Um, well, we've had some trouble uh winning games that we think we should have because of like mental mistakes, but we're trying to fix that and go into the postseason strong.
Um, you know, and you're talking about the mental part of it and stuff like that, and all that's correctable. And I'm sure you would agree with me. I'm sure this is a time that I'm guessing that you would hope that you will start slowly peaking. Do you think you're getting close to that point?
Yeah. Well, we got some things to fix, but yeah, we'll get there soon.
Absolutely. I've got 100 questions for you. I keep you on forever, but I'm gonna lead off with Allie over here, and Allie, she's got a good eye with this stuff, and like I said, when Allie tells me to go look at somebody, she's normally right. So I'm gonna let Allie ask you a few things, and then she can lead whoever she wants to from there.
All right.
What's probably been the most challenging game for you guys this year?
Probably when we played Sarah.
How would you describe that game going for you guys, or you personally?
It was playing one of the top teams in the state with top arms, and it was kind of like the game had like a feel of like how it would in the state tournament.
Mhm. I watched you personally. Like, how have you really grown over the years and advanced in your playing style? Because I saw your arm and your batting skills, and they're really impressive.
Just to since it's like my first year really starting on varsity, just to be confident in everything.
Edward, your turn.
So I'm more of a stat person, so I don't know if you pay attention to your stats, but as of right now, with the games that they do have posted, you have 16 RBIs, you've got a home run, and you're batting over a 300. So I just got to ask you, what are you seeing when you're at the plate?
Um, like pitch wise,
Yes.
I'm really lately it's been a lot of off speed.
So is there like a certain pitch you like better than others, or?
Not specifically. I mean, fastballs are nice instead of hitting curveballs all the time, but you know.
No, Trey, we was talking about sports movies, and when you just said fastball, I just instantly thought of the movie Major League, and Allie helped me with the guy that could crush the Cuban crusher, the dude that could crush the fastballs that couldn't hit the curveball, or
Ricky Vaughn throwing 99.
no, the home run hitter for I'm
Oh,
at,
the Buddha guy.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, when you say the fastball, I got to instantly thinking about that. Trey, by the way, before I ever finishes up with you there, uh, what's your favorite sports movie?
Um,
What?
maybe Remember the Titans.
Hmm. That's what Allie said. Edward.
That's what I said as well.
Or if I had
So,
another one to pick, it might be The Blind Side.
Hmm.
so you know, I do gotta ask you about how your schedule's shaped up, because you have played quite a few of the top teams in the state. So playing that level of talent, how do you think that that's going to help you actually when the district tournament and region and all that help starts kicking in?
Well, it'll playing top teams means, we always got to do our best in every game. So,
And if I'm still looking at your schedule correctly, it looks like I think it's Friday, May the 9th. You all have the Eli Hill Invitational. So just give me your thoughts on that.
it's usually go out and give it your all for Eli.
Absolutely. So I do got to ask you, what do you do in the off season to get yourself prepared and ready for regular season to kick in?
Well, I play summer ball all throughout the summer, and just try to stay throwing and get in the cages as much as possible.
Absolutely. Ryan?
Before entering this season, when you seen your schedule, what was one game that you could not wait to play in?
I think Whitley, just because it's always a big game to see, like, our district and region seating.
And then this is a question I do like to ask all of our athletes. What is your favorite restaurant to eat at in the Corbin kind of area?
I might have to go with Brooklyn Brothers.
It's a very good place to eat.
Trey,
Yeah.
I've not heard that been answered a whole lot to Brooklyn Brothers, but I actually like that place. Ever have you ate at Brooklyn Brothers?
I have.
That's a real good place to eat. Yeah, that was I don't think I fear the instant answer would always be root beer stand, but we haven't had many to say root beer stand. I wonder if it's just because Trey, is it just because it's too crowded down there? Everybody just I'm not waiting that long.
Yeah, that's part of it.
Trey, we know we know what the ultimate goal is for your team, and it would be a Corbin Red Hound if it was. You just want to bring the hardware home, and that's what you play for. What is it going to take for you as a team to not only win district, region, state? What is it going to take to win that?
Really, we're gonna have to come together and not be selfish with how we play.
Everybody knows what Yin's play on. Yin's got some of the best facilities in the state, if not the best. Arguably. Are you more of a turf guy or a grass guy? That's normally a question that we see go a little bit both ways.
Well, a really good dirt field is, I think, better than turf, but there's not too many, so I have to go with turf.
Absolutely. And I know that Edward's got a few things that he's going to show you and see what you think about them. And I believe Ryan's going to ask you if you care to give us your time before he lets you go. We're on there. I don't know if you've been familiar for shows, but we've been voting on our best restaurants. And instead of our field of 64 basketball teams, we've had our field of 64 restaurants. So we're down to our Sweet 16 on restaurants. So if we want to know if you don't care to vote on them for us tonight, and then I'm going to let Allison ask you some questions to finish you off, and then go to Ryan and Edward.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Our first one here is, if I can get my computer to actually bring it up, number 3 Red Lobster versus number 7 Pizza Hut.
I'm gonna have to go with Pizza Hut.
Yeah, the comeback is on. I think Red Lobster's ahead right now,
The
Trey. So
next
you're
one,
helping us out.
the next one is number 8, Golden Corral versus number 13, Fazoli's.
Fazoli's.
The next one is number 14, Lee's Famous Recipe versus number 10, Steak and Shake.
Lee's Famous Recipe.
Yes.
Steak and Shake's better.
And then our last one here is our last one here is number 16, Raising Cane's versus number 12, Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, Raising Cane's in trouble.
Steak and
There,
Shake is the best restaurant ever.
Allie, do you have anything else for him to ever takes over there?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, she's just worried about Steak and Shake over there. And Steak and Shake ain't the best restaurant ever.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So, Dre, we do tend to put together a few graphics for each student athlete that comes on our show, and that's our way of saying thank you for taking your time for coming on. And I will get these sent over, and they will be posted on every one of our social media sites also. So, but we just kind of want to get an idea on which one you like more.
Probably number 1.
See, the OG graphic is still going strong, Mark. But Trey, I personally want to thank you for taking the time to come on. And if there's anything that I can do to try to help promote you, anything, any type of milestone you hit, anything that you'd just like for me to put together a graphic for to be able to try to help promote you, please feel free to have somebody reach out to me, Mark or Ryan or Allison, either one. That way we can do everything we can to try to help get you promoted.
All right, for sure.
Unless Ryan or Allie had anything else for you, Trey, I'm gonna piggyback off what Edward said. Just appreciate you coming on, and Allie was absolutely right about you, and she's a good eye when she sees talent. And what I've seen, and of course, you're pretty good at other sports also. So I'm sure that on down the road that you're going to have some hard decisions to make on which side of the fence you're going to go to, or if you're going to be like one of the multi sports. And well, I say you can do anything that you put your head to, and I'm a fan of you, and you just keep on keeping on what you're doing right now. It's not being overlooked, and just keep on working hard, and good things will come. And again, thank you for coming on, and hope we can get you on several more times before you decide to make that decision.
Yep. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
I had a good interview with Trey, and like Allie would first be the first to tell us, see, he's pretty good at other sports also, and there's just a lot of talent that's there. We can just keep saying it over and over and over and over again. And it's unreal how good the talent is. And while we're waiting for our next guest, Allie, since we haven't had you on the show, I want to, you've been doing some work on the side. I've got to ask you before we let you go, not let you go, but before we get our next guest on, you play the game. And I'm sure that there might have been times that you like wanted to look at ump and it's like, what are you doing? Called maybe a strike that you probably didn't agree on. And now it's like on the other side of the fence for you. So I mean, so now do you have a passion for umping now, like or do you still get mad at them?
Well, honestly, I've always kind of had a passion to just be on the field, like no matter what it was, umpiring, coaching, or just playing. And like I've never really got mad at an umpire or anything because I've always been the one that just likes to sit there and make friends with everybody on the field, no matter what it is. And I've never really had any bad experiences with them, and I always strive to be like that. And one day I am gonna coach, and so umpiring though is a different story, and it's a lot harder than anybody actually expects it to be. And there is a couple coaches that I've dealt with that are really hard to deal with, but you got to learn how to get through it, and you got to learn how to fix their problems and sort it out. And it's a lot of work, but you also get to see a lot of talent that comes up.
Well, if you called a strike on Edward, he would be kicking dirt on you. He'd be slinging the base at you. It's until what in the world Edward would try to do to you. You would have to physically probably tackle Edward on the field if you called a strike on him. He would say that he was right, you was wrong. Now, the right would be the top. He would just probably just nod his head, walk off.
I'm not the top. Edward, if you guys did
Yeah,
that to me, I'd
me,
get the other umpire. The other umpire would deal with you. I'm too nice to deal with it.
yeah, me. I'm normally just uh, if I don't agree, I'm just gonna say I should not have been in that situation to begin with. That's just the way. That's just the way I grew up.
Coach Brown, is that what Allie does? And she goes, oh, it's the law, or does she make? Do you make them type of gestures, or do you just like?
I do this, and I'm just like, strike three, you're out.
So, eh, eh, you know, I know that you've got to maintain a discipline behind the plate. And I know you were talking about how hard it is. I mean, hats off to you again. I mean, it's not only that you was a great athlete, it's just now you're doing it behind that plate. And I mean, just do you have to visual? I guess you have to visualize in your head that strike box, or I mean, how difficult is that? Especially
I
if you have like a shorter top person.
You can't really do that. You have to go based off their age. So like 9U and I think it's to like 12U, like the younger 12U, you have to widen your strike zone, and then as you get older, you have to it gets smaller and smaller, and then you also have to base it off the experience of the other team.
Uh-oh, we got another comment up here by Coach Brown. Ryan beat me to it.
I was only quiet because I had a sore throat, okay? He couldn't hear me because I had a sore throat and I couldn't talk. I'm pretty loud now, actually. You can ask Knox County's coach about that one. I'm loud.
So have you been able to throw out anybody yet?
We got really close to throwing out a coach. That's it. We got close. But I mean,
Coach Brown.
honestly, every coach around here is pretty respectful. I've mostly only done middle school, so, and every player is and all that, so it's pretty fine, honestly.
So are there a limitation on how you can call the strike? Because if I was umping, me, I'd have to get very over dramatic with it. I'd be like, ah! Like would it be a point that somebody'd say enough's enough?
I
Or
mean, a coach can tell you enough's enough, but all you can do is look at him and go be like, get back in the dugout, or that's all you can do. You can do whatever you want, really.
like
You just gotta be respectful.
do a cartwheel, a backflip, ball. No.
Well, you've also gotta watch like time limits and innings and stuff. So if you do anything extra, you're wasting their time, and then it's probably not gonna be good.
Ryan, would you be the solid top, or would you have to like overexert it?
I'd be quiet. That's just the way I am.
I don't know where Edward went. I think Edward might be working with our next guest, trying to get them on. I believe that's what he's doing, or he has left the build. Either one. I
But,
just you don't.
but I will piggyback off what we was talking about before the thing while we're wasting some time here waiting on them. I mean, there's been like a lot of good teams, and I'm gonna piggyback off of Holland City. I mean, quotes to them. I mean, they're 6-0 in the district. Congratulations to them that they got them one seat in that district. I mean, a very, very great team.
I will say one thing. I'm excited to see how shocked y'all are going to be over the middle schoolers that are coming up this year and next year, as there's some really good ones coming up for a lot of teams around here.
I believe our other guest is online.
It said that they will need to connect their mic and camera before I could add them.
Well, give me another minute.
Well, what we could do while we're waiting on Edward, or should we wait on Edward on their new thing that we started? Oh, waiting on
Go for
Edward.
it.
Okay.
Go for it.
See how you like this. This is something that I thought of right here. I'm calling it the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media RP5. I just dropped the I to put the 5. No. He ain't liking the RP5? No. Okay, well, here it is, Allison. It's RP5. But at number one, according to the RPI, this is nowhere near our rankings. This is not a ranking by us. This is from the RPI. And Allie and Ryan, as you know already, this RPI, it's subject to change every hour. So you might be able to click on it right now, and it might be changed by now. The RPI changes constantly. So this was as of this morning. Number one, Whitley County. And if I could read this, I believe they're 20-4. And then number two was South Laurel at Allie, maybe you got better odds than me on the record.
17-5.
And then you got number three, Jackson County.
18-6.
And number four, Corbin.
13-11.
And number five, North Laurel.
11-12.
And that's according to the RPI. That is not our top 5. That's according to the RPI. I guess a question I'd like to ask you both, and if there was a team that you could slide in there, who would it be? And that's not disrespecting any of the 5 that's there, because they well earned that. Start with Allie and then to Ryan. If there's a team that you could slide in there,
I'd say
that
Clay
could
County.
slide in there, not should be able to slide in there, that could slide in there.
I'd say Clay County. I mean, I know for a fact from that coach, like, he pushes his team so hard and he gives them so much motivation, and that team works their butt off, and they've got such, like, a great work ethic than a lot more than what you would expect for a baseball team, and that team could easily just come in, slip in, and take over, and you wouldn't even know it.
If I had to name 2, I would name 2 right here. It would be Barville and Bell County. And I believe
Well, I believe we're good now.
I believe.
Yeah, Bell County would be another good one too.
But we'll come back to the RP5. I think Allie likes that. That's going to ring a bell. The RP5. But we are ready to bring on our next guest, Annabelle Lovett from Clay Middle. Let's see if we got her on. Annabelle, are you with us?
I'm here. Sorry, it took a little bit.
I trust me. When Amber was showing me how to do it, I'm telling you, it took me about 3 weeks to figure it out. So that just shows you how smart you are. But now Allie, she figured it out right off the bat. But Allie's the brains of her brawn, and Ryan, he has the looks. It's like Ryan's the beauty, and Allie's the brain. I don't know what Edward is, but Annabelle, am I pronouncing that right? Annabelle?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to thank you for coming on. Thank you for giving us your time. And again, I probably bragged on Allie a little bit more than I should tonight. The Annabelle Film Club is here by Dwayne Hess. And then I think there's another one up here by Hunter Jennings. Have we got it?
What do you?
Pull it up.
Can you ask her what is the
Yeah,
best team?
trying to.
Okay, can you ask her what is the best team she saw and played against this year? And you guys do a fantastic job. What is the best team that you saw this year and played against this year?
I'd probably say Anderson County. We played them during like this little tournament we did, and that's probably one of the best teams we've played so far.
And for the viewers that don't know a whole lot about you, tell the viewers of what grade you're in and what position you play and all that stuff.
Well, I'm in 7th grade, and I pitch, and I play third some, and well, sometimes they try to put me at short, like in high school JV, and so I'll really play wherever the coach tells me to go.
So you're a team where you're like, I'll do anything. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like we ask Edward to do stuff for us, and he says no. He says it's not on my contract, and he rejects it. You need to learn from Annabelle, Edward. She'll teach you how to be a team player, like Allie is here. Allie always gets these guests on me in the last 5 minutes, and she don't complain.
Well, you should have put it in my contract, Mark.
See, Allie, he's a chronic complainer.
I didn't have no contract, and yet I do almost everything for Mark.
Yeah, see, me and Allie just shook hands, but Annabelle, I could ask you 1,000 things. I'm gonna let Allie start out with you, and she's seen you firsthand, and she's seen the talent, so we had to bring you on.
Well, Allie, first off, he did have that wrote down on my contract, do everything for Mark, and I kind of marked that out.
He didn't know mine. But I will say one thing: if anybody's watched Annabelle, she is definitely one of the top talent in the middle school. Her and Macy Santos from Corbin are two of the best pitchers you're gonna find in middle school. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I've been behind the plate in Annabelle pitching, and I was fearing for my life. Cause if she was to hit me, I would have definitely broken my arm or something. She's really good, and it's kind of scary being back there with her. But what's been your favorite game you've played this year?
I don't really know. Favorite game I played. I'd say, yeah, one of my first game it was against South, and I have a lot of friends over at South, so probably my South game, and just getting to pitch against them and stuff. Yeah, and always getting encouraged and stuff, so probably the South game, yeah.
Okay, I gotta ask, because I love him to death. What's your thoughts on Coach Samples?
I like Coach Samples. I mean, Brandon, he's a good guy.
How would you explain, because I know Mark and them are really high school, but how would you say your team's doing this year and progressing?
I think we're doing real good. I mean, we only lost 2 games so far. So I think we're doing pretty good.
Edward, you can go.
So, I just heard Allie talk about how she's gets a little nervous behind the plate when you're pitching. So, I got to ask you about that. When you get up to the mound to be able to start pitching, how do you keep yourself so focused like that?
Well, honestly, I can say that me and my dad's like practice on doing that a lot. So I kind of just feel like when I'm on the mound, I'm just on an island with just me and the catcher. So I can't really hear anybody else. So I don't really know. It's just more like just me and the catcher.
I don't know if I could visually get everybody else away. I'd be sitting there probably so nervous and I'd throw it and hit Allie. I wouldn't do it on purpose, be accidentally. But that leads me to one of my questions. It's been an ongoing thing. Mark and Ryan tells me I'm crazy, but for every batter that gets up, if I throw and hit them with every pitch, wouldn't that still can be considered a no hitter because every one of them got hit?
No.
Well, technically, none of them ever hit the softball.
That would probably
Technically,
a
after
trip
the
to the
fourth
local
batter.
jailhouse.
No, technically, after the fourth batter, you hit them. I'm ejecting you.
Yeah.
And if you keep hitting them after ejection, then the cops are going to eject you probably.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be a police call.
Well, see, when Allie, if it was Allie umping and she got ready to eject me, the softball would accidentally curve a little bit. That way she couldn't.
We'll see about that.
You see, Allie, I told you he would fight you. He would be the type that'd pull the home plate up and sling it in the audience or something, the crowd.
I know.
Edward would do that. Edward would sling that home plate across the parking lot or something on you.
I'd go in the dugout and grab the bench and throw it.
This is why he's made to sit on the couch and watch sports, not go out and be on the field.
Listen, I wasn't like that when I was younger. Is having to deal with Mark and Ryan is what's made me like that.
Fair point.
Especially Ryan.
But, through your time pitching, do you have like a certain pitch that you like throwing more than the other, or is it just whatever allows you to get the strike at the time?
I like throwing my fastball because I like seeing how they're so behind on it, and I just like knowing I can blow it by them. So I like throwing my fastball much.
And from hearing from Allie, it sounds like you've got a pretty fast fastball already. So, I can imagine when you get up into like being a junior, senior. I mean, I don't know if anybody will be able to see it by that time. But hitting on what she kind of asked you a little bit about your favorite team you played. I just gotta get your thoughts because you talked about you played Anderson County and a few teams like that. So give me your thoughts on your schedule as a whole.
I think our schedule. I think it's a pretty good. I mean, I don't know. I think that I don't really know how to answer that. But what do you mean by sorry? What do you mean by it?
And so like basically like the competition level that you've had to play through the course of your schedule this season.
Yeah, our competition. It's been. There's been some games that are we've been having to actually put in the work, and then we can't go out there and be cocky. Then we'll lose. So we've always had to try. We've always had to really play the game, and we've really just had to just go out there and play our game. And when we play our game, half the time we get the win. So and we've won conference for the last 2 years, and going up. Hopefully we get it for 3. So we're trying to get a 3-peat.
Before I get you over to Ryan, I got to ask you: is softball the only sport you play, or is there others?
I used to play basketball, but now right now I'm just going straight for softball.
Does basketball something you might do, or you just strictly softball?
Right now I'm strictly softball. I don't really know about basketball anymore.
But Ryan,
I'm kind of looking at your schedule there, and I found it on Game Changer. That's what I was doing while Mark and them was talking. I've seen that y'all playing some great teams and everything. I know y'all got a heavy dose coming up in Corbin and North Central. How's the competition like at the middle school level? Because I don't normally see it a lot, but how's it like playing against some tough middle school teams?
I actually like playing against like tougher middle school teams because I feel like it's more fun when you have to play a team that's like better or like at the same level as you. Because like when you play a team where you're like teeing off on the pitcher, it's not as fun. So yeah, I like playing teams that are better.
Yeah, this is what I like to ask. Yeah, and I'm by some of your wins. You've been blowing some teams out and playing some cup competition at the same time. But this is what I like to ask all of the athletes that we bring on. What's your favorite restaurant to eat at in Manchester?
I'd say Eldorado's. Yeah, the Eldorado's in Manchester.
That's what I love. I love Mexican. Edward Hill will not eat Mexican, but he does eat Taco Bell.
I think he's just not American.
Well, for starters, Mexican ain't American.
Well, almost all Americans eat Mexican.
Not all Americans.
Just you.
I could take you to probably about 400 people right out the rip that don't.
I
don't even know 400 people.
Over in our Eldorado's, Eldorado's is probably the best over in Manchester. You need to go try it. It's pretty good.
Edward knows 400 people. I'm gonna be in so much shock. I bet Edward only knows like 10 people. That's it.
Annabelle, I've got 3 more questions, but I'm gonna start unless Ryan has any more for you.
No,
Ryan, okay. I gotta ask you 3 questions today. I know you're locked in and stuff, so they call me Mr. Hard Hitter. So they get the game face on and get ready for these hard hitting questions. Okay. Oh, sorry. So you ready for them?
Yeah.
Okay. Now between Allie here, she's got some good hair. Okay. Between me, Edward, and Ryan, who's got the best hair?
I don't know. It's a pretty hard tie.
Well, that's a first. It's normally Ryan. Ryan's the only one out of the 3 that's got hair.
Well, but she ain't gonna vote on that because she knows she's got better hair than any of us. She's like, I got better hair than you. But yeah, she's flopped it around and stuff. I would too. If I had it, I would. Yeah, I would too. But okay, now I gotta ask you this much. Okay, now I know that this is just your. Do you feel like you know your middle school team pretty good?
Mm-hmm.
All friends with them, know them pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's just say Ryan's going to be driving you, but Ryan can't be a part of this conversation. Okay, you're all in the passenger van, all your middle school teammates, and the van tears up, and Ryan says, "Oh, I'm hurt. I can't go out there," and one of the ends has to go out there and fix the van. Who's going to go out there and fix it?
I don't know.
Gonna call a tow truck?
Yeah, we might just make Ryan go out there.
They ain't getting out there, Ryan. You're going to go. Okay. So Ryan's made to go
I
out
don't
there
I
to
don't know much
fix
about
it.
vehicles anyway, so
And so you're running out of gas and you're pulling to a fuel station. Who's going to pay for the gas?
I don't know. We might have to bum some gas off people.
Well, that's what Edward would do. He'd be out there, will work for gas with his jug out there. Edward, I've seen Edward do it. He probably would do it. Yeah, I could actually see. So then you get the jug. I mean, your van filled up. Ryan's fixed it. Now you just go to a teammate's house, and you just want to watch a movie and chill. Who's going to cook dinner that night?
I might call the Eldorados to bring us some.
Nobody's cooking there. They're door dashing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you heard it here first. They ain't gonna do it. They're gonna make Ryan fix the van. They're gonna get Edward collect the gas, and then they're gonna door dash. So yeah, I like the idea too. That'd be something I would do. But Annabelle, you've been a great interview, and I know that I believe Edward's gonna have a few things for you. And of course, we talked a little food tonight, so I believe you know your way around food a little bit. So we're going to ask you if you mind voting on a few restaurants. Instead of our field of 64 basketball teams, we got our field of 64 restaurants that we're battling up against. So we're asking you to see if you would vote for us, or vote with us on that.
Okay.
Okay, and before we let Ryan and Edward have you, Allie, do you have anything else for us?
Nothing really, except just keep it up, because you're definitely gonna go very far, girl.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
but if I can stop the coughing enough to talk. But our first matchup here, if I can get my slow computer to stop bringing them up, it's number 3 Red Lobster versus number 7 Pizza Hut.
Probably say Red Lobster.
All right.
Pizza Hut must be in trouble
The
tonight.
next one here. It's actually pretty close right now. Yeah, Mike. If I can get the other one to pull up, I might see if Edward can get it to do it because my computer is not going to do it.
So it's number 8
Yeah,
Golden
it's
Corral
not finally
versus
time to
number
do something.
13 Fazoli's.
I'd say Golden Corral. I haven't really ate Fazoli's that much.
Number 14 Lee's Famous Recipe against number 10 Steak and Shake.
Probably Steak and Shake.
Number 16 Raising Cane's versus number 12 Texas Roadhouse.
Say Texas Roadhouse.
She said Texas Roadhouse pretty confidently. She must really like Texas Roadhouse. Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, I believe
Dwayne
Raising
said-
Cane's is in trouble.
Annabelle, what do you get?
Dwayne says Pizza Pro.
What do you get when you're?
I like Pizza Pro.
I've never
Dwayne.
ate there, but what do you?
Oh, yeah, that's the
Pizza Pros is a good little place to eat out here in Manchester, Ryan.
Yeah, right over there by the ball fields. Go grab you some good pizza. Go back
Next time
over there
I'm-
and watch some good baseball and softball. Oh yeah.
Next time I'm in Manchester, I'll go by there. But I got one more question to ask you before Edward gets over to you. When you're at Texas Roadhouse, what do you get?
Usually just a steak and a loaded baked potato.
Can't go wrong with the loaded baked
That's
potato.
what I'm talking about.
Butter, sour cream, cheese,
But Edward-
bacon. Oh my goodness! I
No,
want
you know
baked
the-
tater.
You know what the best thing in the world is? That Amish bakery in Manchester, that's the best stuff in the world.
Yes, it is.
I don't even know where that's even at.
It's up there, like, going to the high school. It's, like, donuts and all this stuff, and it's just Amish. It's, like, we literally drive, like, from Kiwi all the way to Manchester to get donuts sometimes. It's so good.
I guess I know where to go to now.
So we do tend to put together a few graphics for each student athlete that comes on our show. This is kind of our way of saying thank you for taking your time to come on and listen to, Mark and Ryan ramble on. But I'm just messing with you. But out of the two graphics that we got put together, kind of give me your thoughts on which one you like the most. And after the show's over with, we will get these sent over to you, and they will be posted on every one of our social media sites as well.
I'll probably say the second one.
Whoa.
Well, it was a tie, 1-2.
That's the one I
Mark,
like.
I don't know what that is. I don't know
And
what that is. It
there
looks
went
like you're trying to
there went
play the
Big
flute.
go. There went Martigo.
Well, he's over there trying to play the flute, the clarinet,
Lightning
something.
strikes.
We're gonna be
I
hearing about
don't.
this for weeks now.
But from everything I've heard about you, you're killing it. Your team's killing it. And if there's anything that we can do to try to help promote you or anything like that, any type of milestones you hit or anything, please feel free to reach out to one of us or have a coach or, a parent or anybody reach out to us. That way we can try to put something together for you and try to promote you to the best of our abilities.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate you guys letting me do this interview.
Ryan or Allie, do you have anything else for?
I was just going to say best of luck the remainder part of your regular season, and then when it comes to conference play.
Thank you.
Allie, anything else?
Good
He
luck,
said
girl.
no.
Thank
She
you.
got done after the lightning strikes there. But Annabelle, I want to jump on Edward's back there, piggyback off of you. It's real important for a girl with your talent, and to allow people to put your product out there and stuff like that. And that's what it takes. And just like Edward says, when you reach a milestone, come to one of them and let them make you graphics, a home run ball, so many strikeouts. So let them make you up stuff because schools and coaches see that, and that will nothing but better your chances next level when you get there. You got a few more years to get there, but it will nothing but help you and allow them to do that. And that's our appreciation to you for giving us your time. And again, Allie there, she's got a good eye for talent, and when she sees somebody special, we have to get you on the show. And she was absolutely right again. So again, just good luck with everything. Keep on keeping on. Keep working hard. Good things will come. But thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Great interview. Great interview. Allie, you did it again. I don't know where you get this. You got a talent for, if the Upton business would ever close for you, you would be. I don't know if anybody's ever told you this, but you would be one heck of a scout for our school. You would. You would be. You're a good eye. You're a good eye for talent. I'm just saying that. I won't blow you up too much. But while Edward was gone, we was trying to do a few things. But first, I think Ryan posted a few of his graphs on here before we start on mine. I'm gonna let Ryan talk a couple about his two graphs. I think your two graphs here.
Yep.
I don't know if you've been to UCO.
Of course, everybody knows that I was. Everybody knows that I was down at Pineville covering 2 signings on Friday. Our very own here, if I can get it to pull up. Coach Addison Sloan signs with Union Commonwealth University for play softball. We wanted to say congratulations to her. And then on Friday, I was also down at Pineville. Sawyer Thompson signs to play basketball at Lincoln Memorial University. So we are very proud of both of them student athletes. Got to cover them a lot, have them on the show a lot. Just congratulations to both of them.
Yeah, just 2 great athletes. I think they got another one signing tomorrow too, and Ava Arnett. So good luck to her also. And Pineville's signing off a lot of good athletes, but it's just that time of year though, for sure. But good luck to all them fine folks. And that being said, it's my new. Allie liked it, Edward. She said, "I dig it." So I think that's her exact word. She likes the top RPI, no, the top RP5. Okay, RP5. Yeah, see, she's liking the RP5. See, I can see it in her eyes. It's the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media RP5. See, somebody has to tell me they like that RP5. That's creative, No. But 1 Whitley County, 2 South Laurel, 3 Jackson County, 4 Corbin, and 5 North Florida. The question I was asking them, Edward, was, and that's no disrespect to the 5 schools here, if there's a team that you could put in there, who would it be? And Allie, I forgot what your answer was. And
Clay County.
Clay
County and Bell.
She said Clay County and Bell. I said Barville and Bell. Ryan and Never.
I didn't get the. I did not get the answer because we have brought on our guest, but I'll go ahead and say it. My 2 would be Barville and Holland Independent.
Yeah.
So, first off, why didn't you call it the RP9?
Well, RP, I wouldn't even know why I would call it the RP9. Why would I call it the RP9?
Is it rhymes?
Because you could have put 9 and it sounds better than 5.
Because 9 it rhymes.
Allie, which one do you like, RP5 or
I'm not a part of
RP9?
this. I'm not a part of this.
She done said 9 because she said it rhymed.
It rhyme all the time, right? Oh, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. But if I could add anybody to it, it would be like either Barville, Harlan, or Bell County. One of those 3.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty well agreement. Harlan, Bell, and Barville. I mean, again, there's so many good teams. It's just really hard to put your finger on any of that. And just to repeat what I said, this is no way our top 5. This is the RPI, and this RPI changes hourly. So you might be able to get on it right now, and it might be a little different. This was as of this one.
As of 8/10, as of right now, it is the same as the way this list is. So it's not changed because there's been no ball games today.
Okay.
But tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening, I should say, it might change a big time.
Yeah. And now in softball, the RP5 in softball, and hopefully Allie will give us a record here. At number 1, North Laurel.
24.
And number 2, South Laurel.
18-4.
And then number 3, Harlan.
13-5.
Number 4, Pineville.
10-4.
And then number 5, Clay County.
9-9.
One thing that grabbed me on this real quick before I give you my 2 or 3 or whatever I think if you go back to the baseball RP5 and then look at the softball RPI, guess who's standing in second? The same school. South Florida. That just shows you what kind of year they're having in baseball and softball. I mean, they're killing on both sides there. So congratulations to that. But in softball, of course, I'd have to look at Jackson County, and I'm hoping I'm not forgetting one. Jackson County and possibly Whitley County hanging out there. I'd go with them two at this point. Allie.
I can't say because my team's already up there. My team's Harlan, so I'm big on Harlan, especially everything they're doing right now.
Well, I've got three that I could say can argue a point with RPI to be able to be on that list, which would be Corbin, Jackson County, and Knox Central.
Corbin was the other team I got. I had that wrote down somewhere. Corbin and Jackson.
Knox is the other one I was thinking of.
And see, Knox, their RPI could be a lot higher. They are 7-7 on the season, but they've also had a lot of cancellations due to they still have a dirt field. So if it rains, it's hard to play on it.
Knox also has a crazy good middle school coming up too.
Yeah, and mine is, and I'll have to go Corbin and Jackson County because I mean, I've seen firsthand on Corbin so far, and I mean that could change tomorrow, and they could be in the top 5 just like that.
So Ryan, is his top 5 still the same in the RPI?
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Okay.
It's not changed.
Okay, again, this is subject to change also, and again, reiterating what I just said, this is no way our top 5. It's just what the RPI is stating. And folks, if you're not a believer in the RPI, one thing I could pull you up a reasonable argument in the RPI about how it shaped out in football for the past 10 years, and most of the time the RPI plays itself out. And so again, that the mathematics part of it is really good, but that don't mean that that's the best 5 teams in the region. I'm just saying at the end of the year, you could almost guarantee that RPI will play itself out.
Yeah, I mean, we seen it last year that it's just about as accurate that it could be.
Yeah. It always plays at the end of the year. There's still a lot of baseball and softball to play out.
Yeah, but also Harlan and Harlan City both, they can come in and take it too.
Yep. Harlan's really good. They've got the offense. They absolutely put it on anybody, and they've had some really really impressive wins. And Allie, firsthand on that, they've had some good impressive wins. Edwards covered a lot. But I think it's really impressive on what South Laurel's doing, not only in baseball but what they're also doing in softball. I mean, there's a legit chance that both of them teams could make it to the state. I mean, they're arguably a chance there, and so it's going to be fun playing it out. But I guess we're ready for our food brackets. We're a little bit later than normal, so are we ready for our food brackets? And Ryan, before we vote or after we vote, if you can, give us a quick tally on it, if you can, while we're doing it.
I will. I've got the stuff up here on my tablet, so I can it's up to date, so I can say it right here when we get done. But our first one here is
Pizza Hut 3 times on Sunday.
Pizza Hut, definitely.
I'm going Red Lobster.
You keep your cheddar biscuits, sir, Edward.
I'm gonna have to go Pizza Hut as well. So, but after we're done, I will tell the totals of all of the matchups.
Okay, the Gold Corral. I love Mazzolis. I love the breadsticks. but I like the all you can eat better. Well, you get all you can eat breadsticks too, but I gotta go Corral here.
Golden Corral.
Because I got food poisoning at Golden Corral one time.
I'm
What
gonna
was
have to
yours,
go Golden
Alec?
Corral.
Fazoli's, because Golden Corral gave me food poisoning once.
Lee's famous recipe, them potato wedges, the greatest thing since the invention of the coffee pot.
I'm gonna go Steak and Shake. You can't
Steak
beat
and
the
Shake.
steak burgers.
Can't beat the milkshake.
I have to go Steak and Shake as well. I'm sorry, Mark.
Oh no!
I love the milkshakes and those steak burgers.
Yes. Oh, and them cheesy fries are the best.
Raising Cane's all day.
Texas Roadhouse all day.
Texas Roadhouse.
I'm gonna go Raising Cane's.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I got the totals.
We need a drum roll.
In our first one, Pizza Hut won 6-5. The next one, Fazoli's won 7-4. Steak and Shake won 9-2, and Texas Roadhouse won 7-4.
Down goes Raising Cane's and down goes Lee's.
Yeah.
All kinds of upsets. It's that Sweet 16 stuff.
I don't know if I would call the Texas Roadhouse an upset. That is just meant to be. You knew that was going to happen. Their RPI was higher.
So Texas Roadhouse deserved to be in the RP5, right?
Texas Roadhouse beats it out just because the rolls.
I do like the Texas Roadhouse rolls now. You hit that. But
It was like a .419 going against a .725 in RPI ranking. Couldn't happen.
So now we are officially in our Elite Eight.
we are in. Can you tell us our final 8 restaurants at this point?
Yep. In one side of the bracket is number 5 IHOP versus number 14 McDonald's, and then number 13 KFC versus number 7 Cracker Barrel. And then on the other side of the bracket, it's number 12 Texas Roadhouse versus number 10 Steak and Shake. And then number 13 Fazoli's versus number 7 Pizza Hut.
Wow.
I hope IHOP or
That's a
Steak
dozen
and Shake
tough
wins.
It's getting down to the nitty gritty. Them restaurants are. I wonder if somebody will start sending us free coupons. Hey, vote for us. Vote for us. That that was the ultimate goal, Allie. We won't lie to you. We're good with taking bribes. We're good with taking bribes. We know who that is. Roll for days. I know where Ryan's going here after a while.
I think you just want free food, Mark.
Well, it's like when you're a leader of something. You lead with the iron fist, but you rule with the open palm. So I'm always set for bribes. You can bribe me.
We know.
I'm just saying. But have we left out anything, or do we go to our final comments here? Ryan, Allie, Edward, have I left out anything?
I don't think so.
I don't think I have to. I think we've been pretty sharp and crisp tonight, but that's because Allie's been on. She's kept us on her seats here. We've not. Mary, Gaddy's got beat out a long time ago. I don't know how.
They got beat out. I'm trying to find them on the bracket here. Well, and do I not see them?
But Edward was a Gaddy's pusher.
They got beat out before I made the bracket to paper.
Yeah.
How?
Yep. Edward.
I'm pretty sure they was swinging against Texas Roadhouse. So
I think that they had a matchup against the Roadhouse, and I know Edward voted Gaddy's. I think I did, and I just the population they couldn't go away from the Rose. I
I'm
can't
trying
afford Texas
to pull up the
Roadhouse
bracket.
half the time. So
I'm trying to pull up the bracket here, the whole bracket. See,
But I'll lead you off with the inspirational, Mark.
Oh,
And
dude.
I'm not going to do the I'm
I'm
not
not
going
gonna
to do
be
the be
water
like
tonight.
water. I'm not going to do the be like water because you was halfway all right tonight. But I got two. One's short and sweet, and the other one's kind of short and sweet. So both by the same person, might I say?
Edward,
Long
I
term
did find Mr.
consist.
Gaines. They got beat up by They got beat up by the
You got beat up by who?
So Crackle Barrel.
Oh,
What?
So
Cracker Barrel.
yeah, that's what I said. Long term consistency trumps short term intensity. Bruce Lee. Remember, success is a journey, not a destination. Have faith in your ability, and you will succeed. Bruce Lee.
be like water. Work
I
hard.
mean, I can say it. I can do it.
Right. Right,
If I can do stop
be
stop
like
without happening.
be not like a cough.
But my inspirational quote, it's a baseball one today. It says baseball is 90% mental and the other half is physical. Yogi Berra. And then now that we're coming up to district play or district tournament play here pretty soon, go out and cover these athletes. Support them for the rest.
Allie, since you hadn't been on for a while, the floor is yours.
Mine would definitely always has been. I've lived by saying, "Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee" by Muhammad Ali. It's the best way to do it.
Ryan probably had the best inspirational quote of all time. That's copyrighted, but he didn't say the writer.
There's no rattle. We all three made that up.
One in
But
particular.
a big thank you, Allie, for coming on.
Edward, you didn't say it, so I did.
Nah, I say it on Wednesdays, but I go a lot more detailed.
But Allie, thank you for coming on. You did a great job tonight. You've been doing a great job tonight. You've been doing a great job packing me. I'm pretty heavy, so that just shows you how style of a woman you are by packing me all the time. So great job, and like I said, I love you to death, your family, and I love your family to death, and wish you nothing but the best. And you got a lucky feller there too, and wish you both the best. And just you just keep on keeping on, and just thank you for all the work that you did for us, and I'm glad that you're part of this family for sure.
I'm
And
glad to be a part of it.
Edward Ryan again, thank you for what you do. And are there any or anything we're doing this week? Have we looked into it? Are we going any places this week?
Saturday, Tate's Creek Showdown.
The Tate's Creek Showdown.
That's probably where I'll be too.
Allie, you planned on going?
Travel ball. I'll be in Harrodsburg or Danville. I don't know which one.
One or the other. But that being said, great show, a great guest, and thank you for all our guests and all that stuff. But that being said, I want to leave you all with this. May the fourth be with you. I don't know who actually said that. I know
It's
if
all
it
over
was
Facebook. So.
may the force be with you, that would be like Star Wars, like Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker.
Spectrum.
Ever since Spectrum. So if Spectrum made that, may the fourth be with you. But from all of us at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media, good night and God bless.